Good morning, folks. It is September 21st, 2022. Hope our creator is keeping you well and safe wherever you are in the world. Please make sure to hit that like button and share this across other platforms so we can let people know what's going on out in our solar system and the effects it can have here on our planet. If you happen to be new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell in case we have critical future updates. As we look over here the last couple of days, we did have an M flare. We're going to start off here at spaceweatherlive.com. Starting and going on with our sun business first. We had an M1.1 pop off yesterday. It was spontaneous off the eastern limb. And we did have another one here, a C7, and that was spontaneous as well. A lot of these are coming from the eastern limb, but we do have a couple that are facing us, but there's no coronal mass ejection associated with them. And then, of course, this morning, just a short while ago, 7 a.m. UTC time, we had an M1.01, and it was coming down, and we had another C3. I'm suspecting this here was a flare of some sort, and as it was, but because we did catch the downside, because if you look at our baseline, we went from down here, and then of course, you know, the satellite or the Earth got in the way of the satellite here as its normal orbit, so it could have been up here coming back down, but not 100% sure. But we'll have to take a look at that. And like I said, there's no coronal mass ejections here over on Enlil, so it's looking like we're good. We do have to worry about the solar winds here. As you can see, the solar winds here from that large coronal hole will be affecting us here probably in the next couple of days. This is showing right around on the 24th. That's an interesting little catch up as well there, don't you think? The 24th. Now this right here, this is where we're seeing the solar flare activity out of the old 30, I believe it's 3089, right out from this region. Look at all the friends it has to play with. This is where all the flares are coming from, the majority of them anyways. Lots of positive and negative interaction going on, some pretty decent sized ones. In fact, let's go see how big these large sunspot groups are. Oh yeah, these are pretty decent sized, folks. And we can see, once again, we can see the positive and the negatives here really close together. Really tight knit group. Looks like this is developing to being even bigger. Now we have had a few spontaneous flares coming from this region, but nothing major important whatsoever. But we will be keeping our eyes on this over the next few days. You can look at our real-time solar wind. We can see that we are not in any kind of an event mode. Everything is going very well with our north and south polarities. Density is down here to normal. Speed is relatively normal. Looks like right now we're currently at about 450 kilometers per second. And our temperature, we're looking at 10 to the 5.5 Kelvin. So we're doing all right there. Let's come on over here and take a look at SDO. And we will look at 94 angstroms of light, starting with the 19th. Ooh, looks like I saw a little friend there. Yep, there's one right there. You guys see him? Anyway, moving on. Sorry, I kind of squirreled off. We can see most of the activity is going on over here, but there are a couple little pops right here. Right there, there's one boom. And then there's the M flare from yesterday. But it was spontaneous. We don't see any coronal mass ejections from it whatsoever. We don't see any movement along the surface of the sun, which we do look for like little waves or ejecti, and we did not see any. But this is definitely the region that we're wanting to keep our eyes open for. There's a lot of activity coming from there too. As we start over again, you can see all the popping going on this left eastern limb, and there's definitely coronal mass ejections coming out of that thing, so yippee-ki-yay. Now we're coming over here to look at 304. We're going to start with the 19th. Now we do see some spitting and sputtering coming from this guy right over here. You see that spitting and sputtering? Yeah, a lot of this is shooting out away from us, so we shouldn't get much of any of that at all. You can see it constantly spitting in one direction, not necessarily coming at us. So no major, I don't see anything really releasing coming at us. I mean, you got this activity going on over here, going from one side to the other, which is pretty interesting to say the least. But I don't see anything being released or coming in our direction. So we should be fine. Now, getting over here, we actually have a tsunami buoy going on right over here near Australia. In Indonesia, we have the tsunami buoy. Here's the strike right here. We'll go ahead and come on over here and we'll take a look at it. As we scroll on down here, we can see that there was a strike, a definite strike, and then it kind of smooths over. Now, I'll be honest with you folks, I think this definitely is a tsunami. If you look at the wave heights, you see how the waves are going up and down in a consistent, kind of a tight pattern. And then it kind of starts to stretch out like this, and then boom. Yeah, to me, that says tsunami. That right there, I would read this as an absolute tsunami, but I'm not a professional on this. But just from my eyes, from my intuition, I would say that there's definitely a tsunami here, because we do see how tight the pattern is, and then all of a sudden it starts to get a lot longer, and then bam. So that, to me, looks like it would be a tsunami because it's a difference in pattern. The other thing we have to take into consideration is that there was 2 earthquakes right over here. Okay, we had one right here in Malaysia, Indonesia, 5.0, 184 kilometers deep, and then we had another one right here 26 minutes ago, another magnitude 5 in Indonesia. So this one does not give us the depth, unfortunately. Let's see, Tanabar. Let's see if we can find it over here. Let's see, 5.0, 61 kilometers deep, 37 miles depth. So yeah, this one could be the one that caused it, but it could be this one over here too. This one was 8 hours ago. It's hard to say, but I would think that because we've got these 2 earthquakes over here that were pretty decent in magnetism or in magnitude, that's the reason why we have this, and that's the reason why the pattern changed. So keep those people in your thoughts and prayers, positive thoughts and vibration, for people to be able to get out of the way of that thing. Now, ending here at earthquakesvolcanosdiscovery.com, taking a look here, you can see that we've got a lot of earthquakes and volcanoes going off. I actually have this set up as M4 or larger. Okay, but if we go to M3, look at how many more earthquakes there are. If you did all, yeah, it gets even more. It gets even worse. Like all you can see is red. Now, going back to M4, look at all of the volcanoes. All of these red ones are the ones that are erupting. Now, look at the ones that are warning or minor activity, means getting ready to pop. And then you've got the ones that are showing unrest. Folks, this is starting to get a little redonkulous, if you will. Start paying attention. Things are about to get really crazy here on this planet. So keep your eyes open, no fear, and remember that love is the only way forward. Solar Wolf out.